Pawn to d4. Knight to f6. Pawn to c4. Pawn to g6. Knight to c3. Pawn to d5. Grunfeld defense. Pawn to d5. Knight to d5. Exchange variation. Knight to a4. The first surprise of the game. What is the knight doing on the rim? It seems she plans to swap the a4 with the d5 knight. Licious calls this the Nadanian attack. Bishop to g7. Pawn to e4. Knight to b6. Knight to f3. King to g8. Bishop to e3. Everything revolves around the d4 pawn. Knight to a4. Queen to a4. Pawn to c5. Black allowed white to build a d4-e4 center. Now is time to attack it. Rook to d1. Storing potential energy behind the central pawns. Pawn to d4. Knight to d4. Bishop to d7. Queen to a3, the only stable square from which the queen can't be attacked. Queen to c8. The queen moves out of the X-rays of the d-file, but now she is in the open c-file. White to play. What to move? If queen to e7, a dubious move. Greedily grabbing a pawn. Not a bad move, but allows black to counter on the e-file and to complete her development. And black has the initiative. Bishop to e2 was played in the game. Knight to c6. Knight to b5. Bishop to e6. The only square available for the bishop in the h3-c8 diagonal. The drawback of this move is that it blocks the e7 pawn. Stockfish prefers to play e5 first, to get her share of the center and following Philidor's principle. The pieces behind the pawns. This is move 14 and we have a new position. There are no games from here in the Lichess Masters database. King to g1. Pawn to a6. Knight to c3. Pawn to b5, threatening a fork on b4. So far all of black moves were logical. She expanded in the queen side and her two bishops are also pointing to the queen side. Also the queen now has a hideout on b7. Knight to d5. Queen to b7, getting out of the open c-file and connecting the rooks. Pawn to f4, increasing the control of the expanded center and preparing to move the light square's bishop to f3. Black to play. What to move? If pawn to a5. The move preferred by Stockfish. More consistent with the plan of attacking on the queen side. And white has a slight advantage. Rook to d8, a dubious move, was played in the game. Bishop to f3. Pawn to b4. Black thinks that white queen is misplaced and is trying to take advantage of it. However, pawns can't move backwards. And it turns out the white queen is more dangerous on a4 than on a3. Queen to a4. Black to play. What to move? If queen to b5. White is still winning, but black has a sturdy defense. Bishop to d7. A blunder was played in the game. A natural move, unblocking the e-pawn and X-raying white's queen. However, black is underestimating the power of the f3 dragon. Pawn to e5, opening the first gate to let the light dragon shoot fire. Black to play. What to move? If rook to b8. Rook to e3. White is winning. Knight to e5 was played in the game. Black's light dragon shoots first, threatening white's queen. White to play. Pause the video and find the forced sequence of moves. Tick-tack-tock, tick-tock. Yes, probably you got it. Did you see till the end? Knight to e7. A great move, opening the second gate with a check. The best defense is the attack. King to f8. Bishop to b7. Bishop to a4. There is still more tactics. White to play. Pause the video and find the right move. Tick-tock, tick-tock. Rook to d8. A great move. The key is to fix black's rook on d8 to later create a pin. Rook to d8. Pawn to e5. The knight is untouchable because of the pin on g5. Bishop to e5. Knight to c6. And white is a piece up. Now is a matter of technique. Bishop to c6. Bishop to c6. Bishop to b2. Bishop to c5. Double attack. King to g7. Bishop to b4. Bishop to d4. King to h1. Rook to c8. Bishop to d5. Pawn to f5. Bishop to b3. Pawn to h5. Rook to d1. Bishop to e5. King to g1, activating the king and preventing back rank issues. Pawn to h4. Pawn to h3. Pawn to g5. King to f1. King to g6. Rook to e1. And black resigns. A brilliant miniature. Vantika Chess 0 played with 99% accuracy and Lagno with 92%. Black allowed white to create a d4-e4 center. And then attacked it. White countered the Grunfeld with an interesting sideline, moving her knight to the rim, and quickly getting the queen out, who comfortably found a stable square at a3. Black placed her bishop in e6 to attack white's queen side, and perhaps to take advantage of the position of white's queen on a3. However, that move prevented black from taking her share of the center with e5. Ironically, later in the game, moving this bishop back was black's final blunder.